The next day made it exactly 5 months I came back to Nigeria. And for that past 5 months, I have not been able to see any of my family member, not my parents, not any of my 9 siblings. Okay, 2 of my siblings are in China anyways. So not any of my, will I say 7 siblings or 6 siblings. So, and I've stayed in Nigeria for 5 long months. So finally I am to go home so I would see them. I wanted to take flight, but I wanted to go by road, but due to the insecurity, they said he couldn't risk it, so I had to take flight. I booked a round trip which ended up becoming 306,000. Now from my house in Lube here to the airport, Uber charged us 10,000 naira, and then I had to just pack a few of my things. BC saw me off to the airport. She was in Abuja at the time, and I flew with Airpeace. Honestly, this particular side, the domestic part of the airport looked a bit chaotic and like in the marketplace, which I didn't really have a problem with. I actually was expecting them to be like, oh, find me something now, give me something now, those kind of things that people used to encounter at the airport, but I didn't have any of such experience here. Just that they just charged me for my extra kg, which was 1,000 naira per an extra kg. So I had about, I think, 4 extra kg, so I paid 4,000 naira, and we checked in and boarded and headed out to Anambra. From Abuja to Anambra Airport, the Chinua Achebe International Airport, Umueri. You know where is my village, right? So it's my village airport. Yes, don't talk to me anyhow. So from Abuja to my village is about an hour by air. I can't even explain the nostalgic feelings I had. Well, I said nostalgic feelings, but there's this feeling I had while, you know what it means to be away from home 5 years ago and coming back home, and everything just looked exactly the same way it was before you left. The only thing that was different in my coming back here was just that the human beings were no longer the human beings I used to know. Like all my peers that all of us used to do Abo and Ikorobi at the time had all grown up, and we had all left our village. Every place I passed just brought back memories on, while I was still back home, shuttling this path, it brought me back a lot of memories. So this is Aguleri Junction, and that's for the Tansi, and after this Aguleri Junction, you start going down, down, down. So on this path that you're seeing, the right here is Aguleri, while the left is Umweri. So we had this main road demarcators. I would have gone into the story, but I'm going to spare you that. And guess what? My parents have no clue that I was coming back today. I think I said it earlier. They had no clue that I was going to come back today. So it's going to be like a complete total shock. So this man who took me here, you can see our village shrine. So the man who took me charged me 20,000 naira just from the airport that is in my village to my father's house. So let's see the surprise in my mom's face when she saw me.
To even start with, you can't do life without God. Take it or leave it.
Good evening. Mommy. Okay, I couldn't capture the rest because I was hugging my mom and trying to get my load, and my phone was filled up. And this was my first meal coming back. This yam porridge, not that I've not eaten yam porridge before in China, but this yam porridge just brought that real original yam, homemade yam porridge taste. Gosh. This place used to be our church, our headquarters at the time, and this place hosts a lot of memories for me. Things I'm just trying to stroll out, even though I didn't plan to stroll out, but I decided to just try it out because it's been a very, very long time. Then, good evening, and strolling around my village brought back a lot of memories. I mean, a whole lot of memories. And things didn't really change in this aspect, in this side. I heard that there are new places where people are buying lands and building houses. But in my area where I stayed,
did a good part of my teenage age and early adult life, things didn't really change. I mean, almost all the buildings they were there. The only thing that was constant that really changed were people. All the people I knew here, I can't find them. We've all grown and everybody's out. Just new faces, but the same buildings, the same memories and all that. So I don't really have much space on my phone, so I won't be recording a lot. But if I have the opportunity to, why not? Guys, guess who I just bumped into? So this is a very tall building that has been here over the years. I can't really clearly remember the entire story of this building, but yeah, guess who I just bumped into? I wish I could take the picture, but I didn't take it because it actually wasn't necessary to take it. There was this guy at the time. There was a time I made a post on Facebook and I said, that there was this guy that was asking me out at the time and I was rejecting him. Then he sent his friend to come and beg on his behalf. I was just strolling this evening and I just bumped into him, seated one place. I don't want to talk about how he looks, but he is obviously still here. And I stopped to greet him. He started asking me some stupid questions. Oh, when did you come back? I told him, I responded when I came back. And the next thing he was like, okay, so I heard that you're married. I remember the day they came to do your trial. Good evening, ma. Thank you. So I remember the day they came to do your trial. I was like, okay. The next person is asking me, who is even marrying you? From where did they come to marry you? Bro, I just saw you. This is the first time I'm seeing you after over 6, 7, 8 years. And this is the question I bumped into you, and this is the question you're asking me. Anyways, you can't just help the way some people think. So, yeah. Guys, the more reason why I should have listened to my mother. I wanted to stroll. I just said, let me just stroll out and walk around. My mom said I should stay at home. I said, no, let me go. I guess who else I bumped? I bumped onto one of our neighbors. She used to be our neighbor, so she owns a hairdressing salon around here. And as I'm recording this, everybody's looking at me like mad person. So she owns a hairdressing salon, and then she recognized me. I recognized her. I stopped by to just say hi. She asked me how I was doing. I said, fine. How is my husband? I said, fine. She says that she believes by now I must have given birth. I said, not yet. I gave an excuse. Okay, I just graduated from school and we're taking our time. I still wonder why and how. Maybe she's asking this from a good place. Let me show you something. So this is our village civic center. Civic center. Back to my story. So maybe she's just asking this from a good place, but I don't get it. It's quite insensitive. What's the business with whether I've given birth or not? Okay, just in case you don't know, let me show you another thing. This is my village shrine. We have a shrine. I just hope this thing. Why is this thing blurry? Okay, this is a shrine in my village. So like I said, strolling out this evening looks like a bad idea anyways, but I'm glad I did. So what's going on this evening? I already bumped into 2 different people asking me 2 weird questions. This goes a long way to still tell you how a lot of people in this place still think. And I'm glad I actually left here as early as I could. So I'm going back home, guys. I think that's enough.
So I went back home. I spent the evening with my parents. Then the next day,
ụfọdụ nwe ọ na-esi ka ịbụ onye dị ime na-eje akwụkwọ. Nwekwa ndị dị ime ọ na-esi ezigbo ike ịbụ onye bụ avọ ime bụ onye ọcha na-eje akwụkwọ. Mba, ọtọ ndị be anyị ka inwe ike ịbụta onye bụ avọ ime na-eje na-ebi na-ebu. Nwekwala ezigbo ebe na-alụ maka na ụgwọ ụlọ ọgwụ a na-amụ nwa ọ bụrụ obele, especially for ndị na-abụrụ ndị obodo. Ụgwọ akwụkwọ nwatakịrị, ụgwọ akwụkwọ ụmụazịba na-agalakịrị ụgwọ akwụkwọ ndị jele koleji. So and izu ụmụazị n'obodo a bụ nne ndị China kwuru stay one place. Cassie, come and carry your dog. Hey. Get out. Carry your dog and be going. And this dog. One of the most high. See who we have here. Immediately I mentioned that I was going to go to Onitsha. I was going to the post office in Onitsha. YouTube sent me a pin. So immediately I mentioned it. The first thing everyone told me was, take care of your bag. Be careful. Don't dress too rich. Don't, and that was why I'm wearing this particular watch. I didn't wear that, my Apple Watch. They were like, they started giving me safety tips. If you're walking on the road and you notice someone is behind you and the person is walking too close to you, you know, increase your steps. A whole lot of things. And good afternoon. It's becoming unbearably bad, in the sense that there's this woman that came to see me today, you know, to greet me that I came back and all of that. And she was telling me about Onitsha. She was still warning me about Onitsha. How in her presence, somebody was kidnapped. And people were there and people did not do anything. And when she was trying to raise an alarm, the woman she was in front of her shop was telling her that, oh, there's a bus coming. You see, Okuzu. Let's see.
The woman where the boy was kidnapped, you know, in front of her shop, the woman was giving her signal not to say anything. So one of the guys was passing with his phone and he was trying his best to see if he can capture the woman who was trying to raise an alarm, if he can capture her face. And so the shop owner was telling her later that if he had captured her face, they would have used her face to trace her and then kidnap someone from her family and then call her, telling her that it was because she refused to mind her business. That was why they kidnapped someone and she certainly will pay. So this is, I finally got on HR, you know, clutched my bags, my bag, and taking no chances at all. So this is post office. That's the tall building. That's the wide or long building you're seeing over there. I walked into the post office. It wasn't looking like a post office, but yeah, what do you expect? Post office has to be like old, kind of, you know, an unkept kind of, you know, old structure and the rest of that. So
Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you. Because we were in our post office. We were in our post office. Alright, thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon. You go see alone. She will lose you. She will lose you. Yes, ma'am.
Why? A phone.
this pin actually came in about a month ago from YouTube, and I didn't receive a call from them here, so I decided to go to the the post office myself. But when I finally got here, unfortunately the man went through a lot of parcels, a lot of letters from Google, and quite unfortunately mine wasn't there at all. So I had to drop a phone number, my sister's phone number, and her name, so that when he finally arrives they can call her and let her come pick it up for me. And after that I just had to head towards Oka. But while I'm going to be showing us a clip of on my way to Oka, I'm going to share something very profound. All the people I met, I mean my grandma, my mom's sister, my father's two sisters, my mom's friend, my mom's other friends, like I mean literally whoever it is that I finally met after giving them my gifts. The next thing you hear, oh, we appreciate all your gifts, but we really want you to start thinking of bringing us children. We want you to give birth and the rest of that. So at the end of the day, I got to Oka I visited my brothers, two of my brothers and my brother's wife. Unfortunately, I couldn't take videos there because my phone was still, I'm really having, storage issues. So I finally got home. My parents were calling me on the phone. I couldn't even get to the house. They were just busy calling me. And that led to the conversation my dad and I had the next day that you'll be seeing shortly. They kept on talking about the insecurity in Anambra State and how they as my parents are the target and how myself is the target and how I should be careful. And the next morning, that was the basis of our conversation before my dad diverted and started talking about Biafra.
Yeah, Ekulu. Respect yourself and stop following me. What is wrong with this dog? I don't like you. Stay away from me. I got home and my father was outside, and I know how much he hates us coming back at night. Well,
I always love capturing moments with my dad because they are just avenue for me to capture beautiful memories with him. This entire conversation that you're going to be listening to now was recorded in Igbo language. So if you don't understand Igbo, it's completely okay. If you understand Igbo and you want to listen so you can hear and understand some history. Thank you.
America mere research ọbụna ndị Igbo kasị iwe niile achụtala ego na America nwe ego. Ọ nke onye Igbo nwe the best hospital in America now. We about 3. Ndị Igbo anyị, you see, so abịaza ndị Britain abịa na suppress anyị. Ọ ga na anụla ọgụ Biafra. I witnessed it. I'm na standard 6. Nya ngụsịa 6 Ambaza College. Ọ hapụsị many na ma enwetara ozi a na third term ka anyị nọ. Akwụgo m ụgwọ akwụkwọ third term. So ka nya agha dịzịa too much ọpụna ụta emechi all schools. Iwe ji emechi all schools bụ na n'onwere obodo abalị mmụ akwụkwọ. Atụrụ bọmbụ na schools gwọpụ mmadụ ala. Nya ka ji akpụ ya genocide na ọgwa na anụside the genocide na ọ bụrụ ezigbo nya ọ bụ na Britain bụ ka eji wee gbusia ọgwa na anụ mbọsị eke jet fighter jet bomber bịa na-agba ndị mmadụ nya na-atụ bọmbụ na-agba ebe the first day abịa obodo a wa gburu mmadụ rinne. Then arapụzia wachezi anyị gboro na bụ arapụzia ebe jeze ebe dị mara ogologo ogologo azị ebuso nya ikputugbo n'ime ogologo ebe ahụ a na-azụ ebe ya mara na igwe mmadụ nọ na-azụ abịa ebe a ka a ji azụzi abịa kemgbe a isi so ọ bụrụ ma ọ bụrụ m ka now ibe a Tinubu mere disappointment ọrụ brother ndị Yoruba wa like fure ọ kwa Yoruba everything ka ọ nwere onye isi so na now nyanwa obza now from that place or disarm Fulanis plan ya bụ disarm Fulanis because ebe niile tiesili ndị Fulani na good position mana military Tinubu ekwesịsị over TSF ọtọrọ soro onye Igbo no Yoruba wa wela ota akwa Diakpali asị na nya azọ Lagos State governor every so we ni Tinubu ajewo ameo governor 8 years na Lagos
what's no ya build Lagos
Tinubu enwo nwanne nwanyị bụ the richest woman nọ na Lagos nwanne nwanyị o nwere ihe o ji eme Tinubu echete how many thousands of people ogburu n'ụwa ọ bụrụ ezigbo mmadụ ka ọ bụ you understand me?
Yes, sir.
So nwe abụọ ọ bụ nwe ya nwe ya si na nya azọ gọvanọ ọ bụ na nya ya azọ ọ bụ ụlọ gọvanọ nya na ya azọ nwanne you see
And that was how I almost missed my flight. While I was booking my date, I was thinking all along, I always thought that 27th of November was on a Thursday. I never knew that it was on a Wednesday. And this is Wednesday. And I was supposed to pay a condolence visit to my husband's friend whose wife passed on at childbirth. But for some reason, I can't even explain how, I just saw it by hindsight, the notification on my phone that my flight was today. I was like, okay, let me just check and reconfirm that it was tomorrow, Thursday. So when I checked, it was Wednesday, and Wednesday was 27th. I'm like, what? That was how I jumped out immediately. I jumped up immediately, started packing my bags. I couldn't even travel with anything from home because I was thinking that maybe when I come back from Asaba, I would take time to pack the things I wanted to travel with. So immediately I didn't even pack anything. I had to pack my bags, even just packed everything. I started rushing to the airport. The guy who was supposed to pick me up to the airport, his number wasn't going. So my dad did something remarkable that morning that I really wished someone captured it, on camera. I really want to cherish that moment, and I will never forget the sacrifice. My dad took me on his bike and took me down to our village market, to go and find a reliable, in his word, a reliable shuttle bus that will not kidnap his daughter. So we found the reliable shuttle bus. The man who took me to the airport, he charged me 10,000 to the airport. And I remember I told you that the other guy charged me 20,000 from the airport to my home. This one charged me 10,000 to the airport. Luckily, when I got there, I got to the airport on time. I was hoping that I would reschedule, because honestly, I can't even boast and say that I really spent quality time with my family. I can't really say that I spent quality time with my family, because I was just jumping from one place to the other. I really needed this. It was necessary that I went to greet these people who I have not seen for 5 years and who were there when I got married, my absence. So I needed to go and greet all of them. So I can't really boast and say, oh, I actually spent quality time with my parents in the village. I really did not spend that quality time. The only ones I would cherish were the moments I spent with my mom at her shop, with her in the room, with my dad, with a few of my siblings who were still around. And, I was able to just capture a few pictures before I dashed off to the airport.
Well, flying in Nigeria is for the stinkingly rich people. You charged me 20,000 from my father's house to the airport, which airport that is my village, gong. Then I got to the airport. Then after I alighted at Abuja airport, now you are charging me 25,000 naira to take me from this airport to Lugbe here. I told them to just find me maths. Let me begin to live here, because I don't understand. This is really frustrating. This is really frustrating. So imagine 25k and then 20k, 45k plus 126k that I also paid on flight.